welcome back to Leallen Presents. Today we've got something completely unexpected under the Christmas tree, and it's not just a cat. You can only see on the back of him. He might turn around. Don't get your hopes up though, he might just jump off the table. We genuinely didn't think this surprise was going to arrive before the holidays, much less the end of the year, but here it is. Horizon Forbidden West Seeds of Rebellion, the board game. Specifically the Apex Pledge and the Tide and Deluxe add-ons. And here's the best part. Since this campaign was a significant time ago, this is going to be a complete surprise unboxing, not just for you, but for us as well. And now he's biting. Speaking of the campaign, let's dive into some basic stats before we dive into the boxes. This game was originally launched, there he goes, by Kickstarter, on Kickstarter, by Steamforged Games. Rags is in front of my stats, so bear with me. It was originally launched on Kickstarter by Steamforged Games over 2 years ago during a short 14-day campaign that ran from November 21st to December 5th, 2023. In that time, it surpassed expectations, raising $1,081,679 from 6,725 backers, way beyond its original £120,000 funding goal. After the Kickstarter campaign ended, late pledges continued through the pledge manager on GameFound, bringing additional funding that reached a total of £2,149,587, with a total of 7,391 backers. Since it's been over 2 years since we backed this, we honestly don't remember what's going to be inside these boxes. So this isn't just an unboxing. Much like the video game itself, this is going to be an exploration mission. So without further ado, let's crack it open, and see what surprises are waiting. And now Rags is going to be where I want to put the boxes. Right where I want to put the boxes. Okay, come on. There you go. Woo! It's pretty big. So the way we usually do this on Leallen Presents, I'll sort of open the main boxes, show the sort of basic contents, what boxes are within the boxes. A bit of an earthquake as Rags head rubs the camera. And then we will cut, and then we'll show you a bit more detail what's inside the actual the game stuff. So let's open box number 1 first. 1 of 2. And you can enjoy Rags's face probably taking up most of the screen at intervals. He's in a very playful mood this evening. This is well sellotape. Other brands of packing tape are available. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Let me move this out of the way slightly so I can see what we've got. Packaging, a roll of packaging. And here we go. Oh, it's a big box. Forbidden West Seeds of Rebellion, a tabletop experience. I think I'm trying to look whether there's a seam, whether this is one big box. No, it's one big box. I wasn't sure if it was like sometimes you have the lid separated, but this is one solid cube of a box. We'll see how that fits on our shelves. It's huge. We've got our Kickstarter exclusives, a much more conservative size of box. Whoop, there we go. So we got artwork on one side, and then it's sort of more plain on the other side, on the back, but that's the front, so that's what we want. Whoop. we have the upgrade pack. Yeah, to upgrade the first game to, because there were some gameplay things I think they changed, if I'm remembering right. So that's to bring the original stuff into line so you can sort of mix and match, maybe. And then we've got the deluxe upgrade box. So it's probably like tokens and things, I don't know. Okay, so that's everything in box number 1, apart from some more packaging. And box number 2, bear with me while I crack this one open. I'm gonna get our stack of stuff all sorted. Whoop. Excuse if I've knocked the mic at all. That's a lot of cardboard moving about. Some more packaging. Okay. Desert expansion. Sky expansion. Lowland expansion. And last but not least, the Tide expansion. So this is one of the add-ons. Okay, cool. So in a lot of these Kickstarters and board games, there's a lot of little bitty bits, but this is mostly sort of contained. So what we'll do is we'll cut in a moment. We'll figure out what order we're going to unbox this in. We'll come back and we can show you a bit more what's in these boxes. We can get the cellophane off so you can see the box artwork a bit better. This is probably pretty shiny. So we'll be back. For you, it'll be instantly. See you in a sec. And we're back. And we're, as probably expected, we're going to start with the massive core box, unboxing that. So first things first, I have pre-sliced some of the cellophane very carefully so I can get this off to reduce the glare for you. So we have the plain title on one side. You've got the artwork on one side.
Just redo the angle a sec. Just bear with us a sec. There might be a bit of a
Yes, artwork on one side. A dark version on one side. And then your, obviously, contents and things on the back there. So it's quite nice. You've got a bit of an option on how you want to display these boxes. I think they're similar on the other ones as well, in the expansions, which is pretty cool. Which are here. So you can see
it's kind of similar.
artwork. Oh yeah. Ta-da! Okay, so there's a bit of blurb on the back. The sort of headline, experience never before seen events in a new official story within Horizon's canon, set between the Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West video games. So that is the game. So I'll load this up. The problem with a massive box is it takes ages for the lid to come up if you're being gentle. Especially when it's new, it's quite stiff. So I am lost for a minute. It's huge! This box is insane. Right, let's move it slightly to the side so we can have a little look at what's in here. So to start with, some lovely artwork there. And on the back is an alert and threat track. No idea what they're for. It's in the original game, it is sort of, the machines are either alert or they're not alert. So obviously there's a bit more of a scale to it this time. We've got the rule book, tabletop experience rule book there, characters. It's nicely laid out, keeping with the style. Auto stove. Great, and a nice quick reference sheet on the back. Love a quick reference sheet. Okay, then there's a lot of books in this thing. The narrative book, which is thick narrative book.
Oh, I like stuff.
So it's got, I guess, different narrative things that happen. So you've got different acts. There's a tutorial one, so different things are happening throughout. And there's bits of artwork in there as well, which is great. This feels a bit more like role-play-y than the previous game. I think was quite encounter-based. I know there was a sort of story mode in it, but I wonder if this is even more story-based. Like we said, we can't actually remember much from the campaign because it was a long time ago, and much has happened since then. A campaign book. So we got narrative book and campaign books. This one is ring bound, whereas the others are sort of glued bound. I don't know the official term for it. This is on a darker page. This is more setting things up, your objectives. There's different trackers for different missions, or encounters even. Interesting. The problem with these this kind of page where it's quite shiny and dark is fingerprints show up on there like crazy. So I feel like I should be wearing gloves. But it's the natural skin's oils, so what can you do? Encounter book A. So wait, we've got narrative book, a campaign book, encounter book A. These are maps. Okay, cool. This is the board. Instead of having tiles you have to stick together. So you got the track where the machines are walking. There's different tracks. There's a cat. Is he gonna go on the map? No, he's gonna go and ruin cameras again. So that's cool. So we'll see how having the ring bound in the middle affects, but hopefully it wouldn't. So lovely. Different kinds of terrain. Wonderful. And having an encounter book A, as you can expect, encounter book B, which will be more maps. I wonder if there's a contents at the start. Lovely. And then more maps. There's some snowy ones, deserty ones. It looks a bit like some of them. I don't know whether... Ooh. And stuff in the back. Don't know what that is. I wonder if some would sort of move on to, like, go from one page to another. I don't know. Because some of the blocks seem like not even on the page. They're close to the edge. Don't know what that means. It might mean nothing. Cool. Okay, what else have we got? Cardboard spaces. Oh, this one has something in it. This one doesn't. One's a spacer, one's a box, I think we'll say. Okay, we got some little... Is there something in it? There's nothing in it. Little plastic nubbins, probably for clipping dials or something together. Not sure. Excuse me, things are stuck in this box. Okay, so they're the nubbins, and they're the gubbins. So these go in there, stick them together. Awesome. And then our dice, these look similar to the ones from the original game. Can't remember what things mean, but they're hits, critical hits, different colors. Lovely. Okay, we get to the miniatures. So I'm not sure if all the way down now is miniatures, but it very well might be, because there's some big fellas in here. Let's go with the first tray. And handily, there's a nice piece of card over the next level, so I don't get spoilers on what on earth is underneath there. Okay, this is where I need the components, so I can tell you what stuff is, hopefully. And it's also, it'll be the rule book, not this one. Too many books. It'll also be a good sort of idea of how useful the components guide in the rule book is as well, because some of the ones we've seen haven't been particularly helpful. It's not sellotape down, so that's helpful. Let's start with, I believe, our player characters. Starting with, I think this one. Oh, exactly where I'm going to put it. There, hang on, there, let's see. This is Drocker. and Rags eating Drocker. Let me...
Oh.
Cat butt. Great, wonderful. I think it's still focused, which is amazing. There we go, that's better. That's better. Drocker. I can't tell you much about Drocker, but that is Drocker. Oh, here we go. There is a nice bit of sort of blurb about them. Nothing really punchy that I could read out apart from he is a mobile ambusher. I don't know what that means. I guess he ambushes stuff while on the move. Our next player character is Nagalo or Nagalo. I guess anyone can pronounce it how they want to. He is a resilient defender. He's got a spear looking thing. Okay. Next we have... Oh, they're quite tight in the thing. Fiala, who has some kind of short bow, I think. And they are a precision sniper. The artwork in this book related to these characters is very nice. And our fourth and final, then, player character will be this one, who is called Rakita. And they are a disruptive trapper. They're really nice sculpts. They definitely got different characteristics to them. And in the previous game, there was sort of, you had different characters for different tribes. I don't know what the story is with these, but I'm sure we'll find out as we actually get into the game. Okay, so now I believe we're into our enemies. So we've got a few similar ones. So these ones in the top, these are really quite tight. If you have to pull them up from the base or you might break them. So these are rebel soldiers. There's 4 of these guys. Interesting. They've sort of got mask faces, which I'm sure Alan will have a great time painting. They also have some texture detail on the bases, which is really nice. Nothing too complicated on these because they're quite small. This one's got some manufacturing kind of shrapnel on it. Residue? Shrapnel. Next we have the Rebel Conqueror. I think there's only one of this guy. And he's got a elaborate headpiece. An angry looking mace kind of weapon. They're quite small. I don't know they're miniatures, but they're quite small miniatures compared to some I think that we've had from other games. But they've still got detail in them, which is nice. And then we've got the last of our kind of peoply ones is the Rebel Sharpshooter. And there are 2 of these in this tray. I don't know if there's more in the bottom tray actually. So they've got arrows and bows. More texturing on the bottom. Quite a bit of detail in their outfits. And again, they're wearing this. We've got a skull mask and headdress. Quite very nice. Okay, so then we start getting into machines, and we'll start with. There is one that does have a person riding it, so we'll start with him to bridge the gap between people and machines. So this is a Rebel Rider, and it looks like there are 2 of these in this tray as well. I believe they're riding, I don't know the type of thing this is. It's the one with horns. Warthog looking one. Hang on. Oh, it goes on to the second page. It's a bristleback. So there's 2 of those. It has been quite a while since I've played the board game or the video game. So it's kind of, I can't remember anything. What have we got? These guys. I think there's a lot of things that look similar. This one is a claw strider. And it looks like there's 2 of them as well. Some of them aren't quite seated in the box as neatly as they would have been. Ooh, he looks fun. So this guy's got a real long tail that can bash stuff. They do look quite velociraptor-y. They're powerful jumping legs. Then we'll have... Let's see, where's that guy? I don't think he's in this section. Let's go in this way. This is the non-rider bristleback. This tusks, there's 2 of these guys in here as well. There's the same, it's a different kind of stance to it, obviously, but it's fairly similar to the one that has a rider. It does look like it's missing a leg. The other one is also missing the same leg. So that, unless it's pulled up, I think it might be pulled up in stance. I don't know if that's sort of visible on there. It does look like the leg is there. He's more sort of, I think he's rutting. He's pawing at the ground, ready to charge. It does at first glance look like it's missing though, so I'm hoping that I'm not wrong. Next, our girl favourite stalkers. Just refocus that. So there's only 1 in this box. They are half transparent or translucent. These nasty, stealthy dudes. Hate these in a video game. Wonderful. And then we've got the spike snout, which is sort of almost a scorpion tail, but anteater in the front. I think these were diggy guys, digging fellas. And then the last one in this section is the scrounger. And there's 2 of those in here as well. Oh wait, that's not the last one in here. I lie. These are the... I started with the bigger ones, and we're going to go to the smaller ones in a second. We've got a leap flasher. More jumpy fellas. There's 2 of these as well. And we've got a clamberjaw, a bit smaller, with another one with a sort of scorpion-like tail. But, as the name suggests, the power is in the jaw. And now we really are at the last one in this box. And this is a burrower. This is definitely a diggy guy. And there's 4 of these in this section. I see him quite a bit. Okay. If you go down to the next layer, so I'll pull off the... Let me put the lid on here. It'll only go one way. I just have to figure out which way that way is. There we go. Okay, next we have a break from our miniatures. Token punch-out boards. This is where we got some dials, which the plastic nubbins will come in handy for, and some other tokens. Some of them look familiar, and some of them not so much. And then, okay, I'm gonna have to go out of shot a second, probably. Ugh. Okay, I'm leaving that in there. I've got the plastic thing off the top because that's the whole of the rest of the box. So we've got our cards in here. I think it's the rest of the box. We got some small cards. Won't open these. As we've said in previous unboxing videos, if you've seen them, if we spend all day going through the cards, we'll be here all day. We've got some blaze canisters, so these are sort of going to be item type things probably. And then we have bigger decks of cards. So we've got the character cards there. Something, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to know what a lot of these cards are. But it looks through the plastic like these are similar to the last game. They're sort of the woven cards, so it should be really good quality. We're going to have to get a whole load of sleeves because there's a whole load of cards. More cards. Lots of them have these bow and arrows on the back. Watch Assault Sharpshooter, so this might be enemy cards, some of them. Ooh. Shock Blast, so this is one of the machines. Rebel Sharpshooter on the back there. And then Weave, so these were to sort of augment your equipment and outfits. That's a whole stack of cards. And then these are... It says other cards on the top, so that's great. Okay, these are dividers. These are dividers for storing your cards. So you've got the 4 characters, and then 3 that say, well, one that says other cards, one's unavailable, and one is available. So I guess as we're playing campaign stuff, that's going to come into play, presumably. And now then, the moment that, well, I at least have been waiting for. Let me make sure I get these guys right. We have our huge miniatures, as they're called. So we'll start with... Oh my goodness. Let me see if he'll sit on the turntable and fit in the screen. We don't know. Oh, nearly. No, he's not gonna... We might cut in some differently shot videos of him. So this is a Slither Fang. Let's give this another go. Okay, he is cut off the top, but you get the idea. We might paste in something a bit more complete. Yes, his head's going to disappear off there. Hopefully you won't be seeing this because you'll be seeing a better shot. But this is Slither Fang. He's massive. He's a big snake, kind of cobra-like, and you can see him coiled around part of a building or a pillar. He looks pretty vicious. Great. So that's number 1 of our massive figures. And number 2 is the star of the show, the Tremor Tusk, who almost actually fits in the shot without doing anything. But we'll probably still put some better shots in. Oh, there he goes. He's going to fall off. Isn't he great? So you're a big, nasty elephant with big Cthulhu mouth. You can tell that this belly is the weak point. But lovely sort of detailing again on the base. You've got rock formations and all the crevices in the metalwork. And these little bits, they're fairly flexible, so they're not too... I'm not too worried about them sort of snapping or anything. But yeah, it looks great. Wonderful. I was sort of wondering whether bits would sort of come off as you sort of shoot off components, but I'm not going to test that until reading the book to see whether I've imagined that as being a thing. Let me just double check there's nothing underneath this plastic. There is a product safety warning, but I don't think you need to see that. Okay, I'm gonna pack this one away and we'll get on to the next box. I think I've just figure out how these go back in. Yes, we'll fast forward because this is going to take me a minute. That all went in really neatly, I was surprised. Next, we're going to go for the upgrade pack. So this is, having done a little bit of checking up, will make it should make some of, if not all, the characters from the Zero Dawn game playable within the Forbidden West one, because it is a updated rule set kind of thing. So, a little book. It is the Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game upgrade pack book. It matches. Oh, I hope you can see. Excuse me. Okay, so we got component stuff, introduction, and then it explains what the rule upgrades, what rule amends are, how you set up, what the changes in the enemies. So this is all like what is different. And there's side encounters. So like this encounter can only be attempted after characters have progressed past a certain chapter. Before attempting it, characters have to get the following. So they're sort of side missions. And you got the setups for them as well. Oh, and a nice artwork page, because they probably thought, we got 2 blank pages. We don't want to leave them blank. Let's put some art on it. That's nice. Okay, cards. So many cards. So this is all that's in here, the rulebook and these cards. So it looks like these are definitely for the sort of the machines that are in the Zero Dawn boxes. You got the Thunderjaw and Deathbringer. Thunderjaw. So, and this one as well, Fireclaw's on there. So I imagine the characters are there as well. If not, it might just be the machines, but I mean, brings more variety into the game. No problem at all. That's a nice little one. I mean, it's great to be able to like not have those machines from the old box just sort of sit there while we play an upgraded version of the game. We can bring them in to this new version. So next we've got the Lowland expansion. I'll open this one up. We got similar artwork on the sides, plain on one side, artwork on the front there. Has this got any blurb? It doesn't have blurb. That's okay, we don't need blurb for every box. Okay, Lowland expansion rulebook. Just telling you what's in there. Oh, we got slaughter spines. Side quests, encounters, farm, and whatever that is. Slaughter spine profiles. Okay, that's for another time. We got a map. Or if I can open it. It's double-sided. Probably a bit shiny, so it might not be fully clear on there. Here we go. I'm going to need that rule book in a sec. Take that plastic off there. So we've got some cards, more cards. Ooh, cards. 2 packs of normal size cards, some more equipment, a coated tip, I don't know, something about arrows, and then some small cards also, not sure what they're about. They don't look like items, but they might be. Purge water sack. tokens. Because we're in the lowlands, it's probably pretty wet. Okay, and it looks like we got some more playable characters here. Possibly. I don't know. They're blue, so that... I think the blue ones were the good guys. But I can't remember. So this one is... Rain Trace Elementalist. Rain Trace Elementalist. A supporting character with abilities that allow them to manipulate enemies before unleashing an array of area of effect damage and condition spreading. Support characters. So that's new. Oh, this is not in focus. Let me do that. I think because we had to move the setup a little bit because of the giant things, which we might have to do again in a bit. So that's Rain Trace Elementalist. There's another big one. Spoilers. Next, we've got the Canopy Scout. A damage-focused character that uses an impressive range of condition-focused effects alongside good mobility to defeat their enemies. Sounds great. And the third one we've got is the Lowland Ambusher, who is a resilient and fast-moving character. Draw in targets and fight them on your turns, capable of protecting their squad mates and bypassing enemy armor with ease. These sound like great guys to have on your team. And then another bit of plastic. And here he is. Let's see how this does. The Slaughter Spine is another massive one that is not going to show very well. So we'll put in some extra bits. Let's make sure he doesn't knock over the camera. But he's massive. His little hands. Look at his little hands. Yes, Slaughter Spine. Come back in. Check there's nothing underneath. Another product safety warning. I might read that later, but it's probably stuff that we already know. Okay, so get this back in. Popping things. This one. There's a lot of plastic in this. Lots of protective plastic. I'm going to have to reopen these afterwards and make sure they're the right way up. The lids are on the right way up, because I'm not convinced that I've done it. Anyway, the next is the Sky Expansion. So I'm guessing it's going to be some flying stuff in here. With my skills of deduction. More artwork. It's really colourful. And then on the sides as well. Sort of wrap around on this side at least. I think that it is different on both sides as well. Pretty cool. Let's open her up. The rule book. So as before, we got components, some things about characters, side quests, encounters. We're getting a lot of different encounters and side quests. Dreadwing profiles. Dreadwing's going to be fun. This game seems to have an awful lot going on. A lot of, I wouldn't say replayability, but there's an awful lot of content. You can sink hours into this thing. Let's see if you can see that. There's a map. And I think it's double-sided as well. So you have different terrain for different campaigns. A little bag. Cards. some small cards in a different kind of bag. Side encounters cards. Haven't seen this type before. Lovely. No idea what that bag's for, because I can't see any small like components that would go in it. Okay, we've got some more, I think, probably support characters. So we start with the Shearside Guardian, who is particularly dangerous at close range. The Shearside Guardian is capable of putting their all into a single mighty blow. And our second one we have is the Mountain Ranger. The Mountain Ranger has eyes on and control over enemies across the battlefield, using a mix of potent close and long-ranged abilities. Got it. Is that the right one? I think that's a different one, actually. Two look fairly similar. So this one is actually the Bulwark Strategist. So it's more of a crossbow kind of thing this one's got rather than a short bow. So they're an expert in the combat drills honed and perfected by the Tanakh Sky clan. With wealth and supportive abilities, the Bulwark Strategist allows their squad mates to constantly operate to their full potential. And the actual Mountain Ranger, there we go, different kind of bow on this one. The artwork in the books against these characters is probably going to be a very good aid to potential miniature painting, because they've each got quite distinct colours to the palette, the different types of characters. So these are a blue and pink. If I show that on here, there's very distinctive kind of colouring to the armour. It's pretty cool. And now we have a good old, this one might fit, maybe, Redwing. Kind of almost moth-like, this guy. A lot of spiky bits. You can tell where I've got a little bit of blurb in the book for characters and where I don't have a bit of blurb for the, the machines. But he's pretty cool looking. And that's the Sky expansion. Have we fit this guy in? Should be this way. Yes. Okay, we'll get him fit back in. I'm always doing these upside down. It just looks like it should be the other way up. I'm going to deliberately make sure I put this lid on the right way. Ooh, noises. That's the Sky expansion. Next we've got Desert expansion. This one's gonna be Sandy. Excuse me while I fiddle around trying to get this to slice. The trusty knife. So I can get this shiny stuff off. Desert expansion. So again, we've got this sort of wraparound artwork. But it's sort of a continuation on this side to what's here. But obviously because there's a gap in the design, it's not wraparound, it's more a continuation, I suppose. But it's still really cool, and it sort of keeps the aesthetic going. Our rulebook, components, characters, so these are different. You can see they're sort of more muted greeny, yellow, and blue. Just to illustrate my earlier point. Side quests, encounters. There we go. And then on the back, Shell Snapper profiles. Good old Shell Snappers. Who can forget these guys? did try our desert map and our other desert map. There seems to be 2 encounters in each of these expansion books, hence having a double-sided map, so you got 2 maps. This one's a bit tight. The others pulled up quite easily, but not that one. There's always one. Our cards. Weak point, surprise attack. And a little pack of small cards. The last box, which had a little tiny baggie in it, the cards were in more of a loose plastic wrap, so maybe that's the reason. But at the same time, you unwrap any of these cards and they're just going to be loose cards, so I'm not sure why you'd put a baggie in for one set and not the others. But maybe all will become clear as we get into the game. I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can get these 3 support characters right first time. This one is the Dune Strider, an agile character who strikes from range, always shifting position to leave their enemy confused and vulnerable. Pick them apart with bow and blade. So it's saying they're additional characters rather than support characters. So I think where the one that I said support character, it's more in the terms of they're not a tank, they are a support character, that kind of thing. So they do healing and stuff, maybe. Speculation at this point. This guy is the Desert Champion. Adept and direct, the Desert Champion manipulates the battlefield to protect themselves and their squad mates. They slice through armor with ease, cutting deeper for added damage. And it looks in the picture, and a little bit in the model, like he's got a slingshot with a big rubber band ball in it, but it's probably not a rubber band ball. But it's something more destructive, probably. Although you can do a lot of damage with a rubber band ball. And this is the Still Sands Infiltrator, who demonstrates an unparalleled ability to coordinate and empower their squad mates' attacks. Close range weapons and traps shred through the mightiest defenses. We've got a lot of characters to play. And then our good old... He is a heavy, heavy guy. Shell Snapper. Let's see if this one works. Oh, no, not quite. Doesn't quite fit. There we go. Shell Snapper. So this guy he's always burrowing, shooting out from underground, and I believe he's got some nasty cannon in his mouth. So that's a fun time for everyone. What a little stubby tail, which is actually very dangerous. That's the Desert Expansion. Can't get this one upside down because it's all in one piece this time. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, we've got 2 expansions. Well, 1 expansion. Okay. So this next is the Kickstarter exclusives. The other boxes we've got left, we've got 2 things and they're add-ons. So we go to the Kickstarter exclusives and then we go to the add-ons because they're sort of additional. Okay. So again, lovely artwork on this, following the theme. I do love that they've kept it all uniform with the sort of design. So we've got the rule book for the Kickstarter exclusives, much thinner than the others we've had. Components, additional characters, and there is a Regala survival mode, which sounds terrifying. Wonderful. Getting into the box, some more counter push-outs. Some more cards. We've got Soulful Overture, And a harmonious slice. It's like a scythe-like weapon. We have a metal coin with the alert symbol. And 3 new dice. Yellow, blue, and sort of burgundy purplish. There's a little recess here for the coin to go in, so that can go in. Miniatures wise, we've got quite a few new characters in here, and some are going to be well known, I'm sure. I'll leave that one for last. Okay. Where to start? This one is an Utaru Grave Singer. Is there a little blurb to go with him? A versatile character with the capacity to support their allies as well as deal impressive damage up close when called upon. Little crouchy guy with a little crossbow. Probably not little, just because it's a miniature little. Okay, and then we go for the Quen Marine. The Marine has an impressive capacity to inflict damage on their foes with careful preparation. He's got a sort of big spiked long mace kind of thing. This guy is slightly different from the image in the book, which is interesting. He is the Quen Guard, so I think they've slightly changed his stance to when they did the images and the components in the book. It's definitely him though. So the Quen Guard, a defensive character capable of drawing enemy aggression while preparing them for a counterattack. And his weapon also doesn't look like what it does in the artwork, which is interesting. I guess we leave some room for interpretation. And then we've got... well, they're not in the same order. I don't know where that one is. There's thing. Bear with me. Where are you? They do look a bit different to how they are in... It's throwing me off a bit because the artwork is different. Hard to see who's who. I think it's this one. The Utaru Sharpshooter. In the book, the bow is held out at arm's length, but the model, it's down by the side. So it probably changed due to like molding, how easy it was to break potentially. Utaru Sharpshooter, this one is. With the ability to fire off multiple arrows in quick succession, the Utaru Sharpshooter has an unparalleled affinity for inflicting damage at range. So that's that one. So those are the 4 additional characters that have the little blurb that was helpful to read out. But there are other models in here. Let me check that I've got the right ones. So this is Alva. I think that these remaining ones are characters from the video game. Or they might be models that are characters that are in the original board game. I'm not 100% sure. That's Alva. This is Italo from Horizon Forbidden West. We have Picaro. Zoe. And we have Aloy. And our enemy for this expansion from Forbidden West, we have Regala, riding the machine, Strider, Forster. And that is the Kickstarter exclusives. So the next two boxes, our last two boxes, are expansions, they're add-ons, which were created during the GameFound/Pledge Manager portion of the funding, and were completely optional. They didn't come as standard for backers of the campaign, but you could add them on. So first we've got the Tide expansion. Even though they are sort of a separate thing, the artwork in the box is still consistent with the others, which is great. Alan's saying, if you can't hear, this is not going to fit. This model that's in here is not going to fit. Do we try anyway is the question. Okay, Tide expansion, our rule book. So we're getting the same format. We got a few components in here. Artwork, side encounters. So we don't have the like actual encounters, only side encounters in this one, it looks like. Our map. Tide, so it's beaches. We're on the beach. We're having a beach episode. Lovely. Okay, we got quite a few guys in here. There's no characters in this box, just machines. Cards. Less cards in this one, so tidal waves. This is one of the machines' abilities. And the small cards then, tidal disc. Side encounter based cards. And then we've got our machine friends. So we have, to start with, are these different sculpts. I believe they're the same, so that's okay. So we've got 3 of these sky drifters. It's a shame they're all the same, but with the amount of miniatures we are getting, and the detail put into them, I don't think we can complain about that really. There's so much has gone into this game. I can't begrudge them copying one thing for 3 different models. So that's the Sky Drifters. Next we have, make sure I get these the right way around, Widemore, a sort of hippo-based machine. He has a Widemore. And next we have the Rollerback, heavily armored. And rolls around like an armadillo, but like an angry armadillo, with a big mashing tail also. And the star of this show is... Nope, this isn't gonna have to move some stuff. Hide Ripper. So the camera may have trouble focusing with this. If it does, we can refilm some bits. Because it's bigger. Close. He is not as not much bigger than the rollerback, which is a bit of a surprise. But he's pretty big. Nice big weak point looking thing on his back.
That's the thing that shoots the water sprays.
There he goes. And the big waves on the base. Really nice. There she blows. There we go. Plastic next. Okay. And last but not least, deluxe upgrade. So another add-on through the Gamefound Pledge Manager. Or Gamefound or Pledge Manager. I'm not quite sure how it works. To be transparent, Alan usually does most of the admin on these campaigns that we follow. I just reap the benefits afterwards and help with the decision making on whether to back stuff or not. So I'm the bad influence, maybe. Alright, in here we have a whole load of dice. I didn't realize the dice needed upgrading, but dice. Great. Plastic counters. Let me grab a couple of these out. So we got the punch out boards. I recognize some of these from them. They're okay. I can see some sort of scratches on some of them, it looks like. Maybe imperfections, or it might just be that I don't know what the counters are supposed to look like. So we might have to take a little look. This one in particular. There's some kind of imperfections in sort of the edges. Oh, it's a protective film! Well, that's okay then. But that's gonna be a pain to unfilm all of those. But I suppose, is it any different from punching all of them out of a punch board on cardboard? And it's probably worth it to have more durable, potentially better looking. Should I peel one off? I'll see if it looks any different. Might be very shiny. It might not come up. I'll see how easy it is to do. It's actually pretty easy. It's very shiny. And it's a bit difficult because the print on the tokens is meant to look a little bit worn and rusted. So I'm seeing sort of in the print, it looks like there might be imperfections, but I think it's actually design. I can't get the other side off because there's obviously a film on both sides. So I guess it's hit and miss whether we can get them off or not. Oh, tokens. Playmats. Find the opening. Let's see what we've got. Okay, back is plain. Front. It's a player board, so you got slots for different cards. The smaller slots here. I don't know if that's for overlapping cards or counters, weapon upgrades, stuff. I can't remember exactly how to play. Okay, we got different artwork. Yeah. So I think, are these the artwork from the different boxes? I don't know. I recognize one of them. Got the landscapes. Yeah, I think they are. I recognize this one. That's very cool. And you can change them out each time. Depends how many players are playing. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Keep the bag they came in so we can keep them safe. So that is everything. That brings us. I'm gonna move this in. Ugh. There. That brings us to the end of this surprise unboxing of Horizon Forbidden West Seeds of Rebellion. And honestly, we'd forgotten just how much was packed into this game and how big this box was going to be. If you enjoyed this unboxing and want to see more board games and tabletop goodness here on the Alan Presents, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on notifications so you don't miss, don't miss what's coming next. You can also find us everywhere else online. All of our links are in a link tree in the description below, including Facebook, Instagram, and X. Come and say hi and keep the narrative going. One last thing, happy holidays to you all, regardless of what you celebrate. For us, it's Christmas, so Merry Christmas to those who celebrate Christmas, and a prosperous and happy New Year to all of you. Thanks once again for watching Lee Allen Presents. Until next time, stay sharp, hunt smart, and we'll see you in the Forbidden West.